all these little webbings here. That's this lock trying to join this lock, and this lock trying to join this lock, and this lock trying to join this lock. But I don't know if I want this to be... We already dealt with a super mega lock on the side of my head before. What's up, guys? It's your boy, DOMI boy. I'm rocking a man bun like a proper New York City hipster. A lopsided man bun, but it's a man bun nonetheless. A bit of a messy bun, and not all of it's actually locked up. You know, a couple of the back hairs. I don't want to force them. These are chunky boys right here. The locks hit puberty and some of the boys came out chunky. We're about a year and 2 months into the journey, and usually around this time I like to get a firm understanding with what I'm working with. At this point of your journey, once you hit that year mark, your locks at this point should be enough formed that you know exactly where things are going to net out. You know exactly how many locks you're going to have, how big they may end up getting, and about a 25% sense of what things will ultimately look like. So in this video we're going to get up close and personal with the locks, get a real sense of how things are looking once we pull out this little man bun I have going. From there, we're gonna actually do a lock count. We're gonna figure out how many locks we have and how big these locks will ultimately get down the line. I said we get into this crown and figure out what the hell we're working with. Here we go, guys. Wow. Now I didn't have that bun in for too long, so this should be a fair assessment. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's giving me some big Goku vibes. Kakarot! Y'all know how I feel about Goku, man.
No, Katakaka. You will learn.
Guys, we got one bang hanging here. One thing I want to talk about with this bang is that this little lock right here, you see that? This was a separate dreadlock, this little one, growing, but I kind of pushed it into this lock, underneath the base of it, as you can see there. Pushing it along like, hey, you know, maybe you don't want to be a long, skinny lock over here by yourself. Maybe you much rather be inside a stronger lock. You're stronger together. So, you know, got this one. We still got a lot of stuff happening here, feels like. You know, some locks kind of thinking about joining together. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. All these little webbings here. That's this lock trying to join this lock, and this lock trying to join this lock, and this lock trying to join this lock. It's okay, you know, but I don't know if I want this to be... We already dealt with a super mega lock on the side of my head before. You move that, all of that move, that right there. This is all one lock. We knew what that was like. If you don't know, check out my video. I think it was called Cutting My Freeform Locs. Could do a little separation here since the hair is still wet. You find the two locks you want to separate from each other, and you just do what I'm going to do here is the popping method. So you go to the root like so. You see all that here? You just kind of pop it as you go up and pop it. Forming with this lock here. And pull and rip that one. So I'm taking bets, guys, before we do the count. How many dreads do y'all think we're rocking? You know, last year around this time, my first set of Freeform Locs back in 2016, 2017. I want to say I was rocking like close to the same, much longer back then though. Send me where your locks are at, man, especially if y'all are in the 1 year mark. This just the back of my head, the center of my head right here. It's a little bit different. I don't have the big Congo here in the middle like this. Wow, but it's eerily similar. It's so creepy to me right now. It's almost like I was supposed to look like this. It looks like in my past video, I had 15 locks. Man, those locks were beautiful, huh? I don't know, we're almost like that. I think my locks look great, but I don't know, something about that. Maybe because we're still wet, but something about them locks in the picture, bro. He's so much longer than me, man. I'm not gonna be length. I'm not gonna start being jealous about somebody else's length. time for the count. I don't even know where to begin, but in the front, 1. But this one is connected to this one here. And these are not connected at the root whatsoever. So I'm gonna count these as 2 separate locks. So we got 2 here, 1, 2. A little bit of connected right here, but not connected at the root. Again, I'm gonna leave it so it holds this up, but that's 3. And this, this is 4. Not connected at the root, but they're connected a little bit. That's 4. And this 4, as you can see right here, is connected to this. So these 2 locks right here, this is 1 lock. So that's 4, right? So we got this big hand right here. This big hand that's connected to number 4 a little bit. I am gonna separate those 2, just a tad. Let's remember this is 4. Here, this 5 is connected to this dread very significantly, as you can see. It's almost like one big dread, this whole thing. I think down the line I may want to think about doing some separating here, but they're pretty much one root. So number 5, this whole thing is number 5 right here. It's a pretty big lock, as you can see. That's a pretty big lock. So that's 5. So when I hit 5, I'm gonna put this in just so I don't lose count. 5 and a bandana. Oh, and that's a little tight, pulling on the scalp a bit. Let's just loosen that. So that's 5. I'm a little lost now. This is a part of 5. As you can see, it's all connected pretty much at this root. This whole thing is 5, so I'll put that along with the bandana. 5 on the left hand side. Let's count the right. Actually, let's go down the middle for the time being. We have 1 down front, 2. It's crazy to see like this patch of land just upon my scalp. This, you know, how separated these big Congos really are. Oh my God, I look like the dude. Look like that dude, yo.
Run there. Run there. All right. Play a little game. Right? I said, do we have a fellow? Huh?
This is my little weak regular soldier, one of the smallest, most regular locks I have, even though it's a flat lock. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, another regular lock. 4. I don't want to pull too hard. Another one here. 5. Okay. 5. So far, we know we got more than 10 locks on the scalp, right? Let's count the right side. We got 1. And this one, is it 1? Oh, we got, can we separate? Ooh, clean separation. There we go. 1 big lock on this side. A little baby one right here. The right hand side, we have a lot of new growth. So we got 1, 2. This big one is 3. This one, another regular looking lock, 4, 5. Wow, we have a lot of new growth, a lot of smaller locks over here. I have a lot of fucking locks. So even though back then I probably had the length on them, what I do now, right now, it's quantity, bro. Quantity is prevailing. But let's keep counting. Now, I got a few locks just like here in the center of my head. This is 1, 2. 2 locks. 3. Wow, 4. So this lock here, this looks like a lock and this looks like a lock, but again at the root, they're pretty much one lock, as you can see. It reminds me of just like the Darth Vader shield for some reason. Every time I picture these kind of locks here that form at the back of my head. they tend to be these big locks. This is gonna be a big baby right here. So this lock, I think, can be our 5th for this, if it can reach. And that's actually our last band. But you know what? New York City, the laws for these masks have done change, so you about to see your boy do some MacGyver shit. I think this is how they did it in Boy Scouts. Before Counselor Greg touched my hoo-ha, he said, double knot over triple knot makes you a band. Look at that. Perfect. Wow, guys, we're almost at the finish line, so y'all gonna have to help me out with these back locks. If y'all are out there and y'all hitting the 1 year mark, give yourselves a little bit of a dread count, check in on where you are with the progress, so you know where things are about to map out. I know I'm gonna have 2 big locks in the back that'll probably give me a Darth Vader type slant in the back of my head, guard back of my neck from hot vigorous summer sun. 1, 2. We got number 3 up here. Another big chunky boy. So we got some chunky locks back here. That's 3. This one, it's a little skinny lock, regular degular lock. So that's 4. And then another regular degular here, 5. I think we have an even number of locks that's divisible by 5, because everything's accounted for in the band. Yo.
Hello?
What's up?
Hey, I'm gonna bike down. I'm near Columbus Circle. I'm just getting a protein shake and I'm coming down.
Dope.
So I'll probably be there in about 20-25 minutes. My phone is kind of on its way out.
Yeah.
So
I'll be home. Alright, that's perfect. I'll be home. Alright, check it out. So how many logs, guys? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So we got 25 locks. If we're counting this little new growth here, who's not really a lock just yet, they're just a little baby freeforming, you'll say 26, but let's draw it at 25. That's 10 more locks than I had back in 2016. And also looks like we might have figured out a new hairstyle for freeformers out there. You may need to rock the South Central, man.
Quick fashion question. Should I wear this Tech 9 with the high tops? Or should I wear this Uzi with my low tops? I'll just wear these then.
Wow, and just like that, guys, we have knocked out 1 year and 2 months on this freeform lock journey with 25 locks upon the head top. You know, it's really weird. I did not expect to have this many locks upon my head. At first glance, you know, I asked a couple folks and they all told me numbers like 10, 12, maybe 8. Seeing these huge Congos on top of my head's a little deceptive. You think there's less. There's actually a lot cooking up here, you know? You're on this journey. You know, it's easy to get super anxious and super caught up into what these freeform locks will ultimately look like. Your locks out there are starting to mature. You know, if you're hitting that 8-month, 1 year mark, that's about a good time for you to do a lock check. Just check things out. Make sure things are growing the way you want them to grow. Found a couple crazy situations up here, so who knows? I may do some separation down the line and we're gonna end up with a little more than 25 locks. Right now, I'm just gonna leave things alone, let them be until our next lock check-in. In all honesty, we may have less locks, but in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video and you're on a journey of your own, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe, make sure you shoot me a DM with your questions. I'm terrible at cleaning out my DM inbox. Next video, I'm hoping to just do a dedicated Instagram cleaning out the inbox video for you all. But until then, I appreciate you watching. I love you all. Keep moving on your journeys. This is your boy, DOMI Boy, and I'll see you at the next one.